nuclear weapons, how the Bush administration pressurized to justify the war. It seems to me that's a pretty tough column.
I think it is a tough column.
And
I don't agree with it. I don't think you can say that the Bush administration lied their way to get into a war. Not when you have people of the likes of Senator Clinton who voted for the use of military force. Okay. Was she lying then? I mean, why don't we ask the question?
She was listening to.
She was listening to, and she was looking at the intelligence.
Let's go. Did you believe that the reason we went to Iraq was the claim of nuclear weapons? Do you think that was the reason we went in there, that we thought they had nuclear weapons?
I think.
Do you think? Answer one straight question.
I think President Bush believed that there were weapons of
no, did he believe there were nuclear weapons in that country?
You'd have to ask him.
No, wait a minute. You're a guy, Vice President Cheney, said there were nuclear weapons.
For George Bush. No, but I can't say to you whether or not he said there were weapons.
So you don't know what?
No, he said there were weapons.
Cheney was telling the truth. No, he said they reconstituted their nuclear weapons.
You asked me whether I thought George Bush took the country to war on nuclear weapons, and I said you'd have to ask him.
Let me simplify this.
I don't know what that means. He said that's why we went to war.
Your question.
He's saying that there were weapons.
Of course he was telling the truth.
No, he wasn't.
Let's take a look at the press. Let's look now. Let's look now.
The Iraqi dictator must not be permitted to threaten America and the world with horrible poisons and diseases and gases and atomic weapons. We're concerned that Iraq is exploring ways of using these UAVs for missions targeting the United States.
So he has the weapons and he has the delivery system. You're saying he didn't think that was the truth?
Of course he said it.
But wait a second.
Of course he believes that's the truth. That's why he went to the United Nations. Was it the truth? That's what he believed to be true.
Chris,
that's what our intelligence agencies believe to be true.
This is not about what George W. Bush believed. Dick Cheney and others, including the president, got out time and time again. They made statements that were not based on failed intelligence, they were based on nothing. A good example is when Dick Cheney got out there and said Iraq has aluminum tubes that they can be using for a nuclear weapon program. That wasn't bad intelligence. All the experts inside the U.S. government said that those tubes were not being used for this. But yet Cheney went out there and made the case, and so he was not telling the truth. He had reason to believe that that was not good intelligence. He came out and said again and again that Mohammed Atta had a meeting in Prague with Iraqi intelligence, even though the CIA and the FBI said that wasn't true.
Okay,
I can give you
more of this.
Many examples of when
you're being
Cheney
skeptical here about what the leaders
greased the way to war.
Cheney and Bush believe. Let's hear some more of what Cheney believed, or said he believed. In March of 2003, right before Vice President Dick Cheney said that Saddam Hussein had reconstituted its nuclear weapons.
We know he's been absolutely devoted to trying to acquire nuclear weapons, and we believe he has, in fact, reconstituted nuclear weapons. So this claim that they had nuclear weapons doesn't show up anywhere in the intelligence. Where did you find it?
I didn't find it. I'm a domestic policy advisor. I'm not a national security advisor.
Why did he say that?
Why did he say something?
The whole point is that we have to trust that our leaders in our government are trying to do the best they can to protect America, and I believe George Bush and Dick Cheney did. I don't believe they lied. I don't believe they manipulated.
Why did they say things that were false again and again and again? It wasn't they were reading bad intelligence given to them. They were ignoring intelligence given to them.
Let's talk about
things that had no basis in the intelligence.